Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show. I would say, my dear fellow Californians, welcome back to the show because we're talking about healthcare. We're talking about Trump care. We're talking about Obamacare. We're talking about covered California. We're talking about looking into the next coming year, 2018. Starting then, are we getting another care or are we still sticking to the old care? And what care is everything piled up in the word of care. Anyway, with me today in talking about the weekly summary of Trump and the Trump administration, we thought we change a little bit. Instead of giving score kind of thing to Donald Trump and his administration, because he's kind of like, in a broader sense, doing things better than he just started, because he probably is warmed up. Instead, we pick up issues one by one. This week, we're talking about the care issue. How about the coming week, we'll talk about tax issue. How about that?
Both very important.
Very important. Okay.
We need more cash to spend.
With me today is my good friend, Mr. Ken Hemming. Ken Hemming is a friend, a long time tested, and is a very worthy friend to keep. Who, in spite of the fact that I argue all the time, I enjoy his presence. Every time it has been 3-4 days or a week haven't seen each other, I would call him, brother. Is it too long for 1 week? Something like that, right?
That's too long.
Very good. There's the beauty of friendship and
Yes.
also the beauty of democracy. So,
Right.
Ken, welcome to the show.
You know, this is the happiest time of my week when I'm with your viewers, Jack and you.
All right, thank you very much. By the way, my friend Ken Hemming is a Republican. He is kind of should I say, the very traditional Republican?
Well, if tradition goes back to the founding of our country, which has the basis for our existence through the Constitution and Bill of Rights, then I'm very traditional because that's what I breathe for. That's what I breathe for.
And you're constitutional,
Totally.
and
It-
you are
totally.
you are with the system, right?
Yes,
So-
I like our
Systematic.
country as we were originally conceived, not
I
as
see.
we are trending.
Yeah, the reason I bring his partisanship first is because that right now we have seen that for quite a while, but for the past 2 weeks, we're starting to see more about the domestic conflicts amongst the Republican Party themselves. I'm not saying that it is a bad thing to be domestically disputing each other. It is still the beauty of democracy because every partisan or every side of the partisan has a right to say, right? Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, that is the prerequisite of our talk today,
Yes, sir.
right? I'll give you the freedom this you deserve, and you vice versa, like that kind of thing. Right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Talking about Trump care versus Obamacare, there are different ways. One, we see on the surface that the bill passed the Representative House
Yes, it did.
and having a hard time with this with the Senate House,
Yes, with major revisions.
with the
too.
major revisions and going back and forth and revision after revision,
Right.
and still having problem. Now it comes to a point that they say, okay, let's overturn Obamacare first.
Yes.
While we are doing something else, I want you to bring my audience, please, if I may, a general picture in your eye about what's going on, please.
Well, it's important, and you may disagree with this, it's important to understand that Obamacare was designed to fail. It was designed because all the projections, it had no chance for success without massive subsidies, and the whole intention was to let it burn its way out of function to where you then could put in a one-payer government control system where the employees, where all of the individuals in America are subject to the government control in their health care. I'm a free enterprise person. I like competition. I want to have 10 insurance companies that I can shop at.
Let's be a master of words.
Yes, sir.
Right? If we have better chance or better choices for words,
Yeah.
for word selections, If you say something failed to be as originally purposed,
Yes, sir.
I would agree. Anything could fail. I could fail myself, and you could fail you, and any plan or any program could fail its original purposed goal.
The best laid plans of mice and men.
Yeah,
can fail.
best laid plan might fail.
Yeah.
Right. If you're telling me something was designed to fail, I would ask, who is the one that designs it? Number two, why would this person or party or whoever designs it?
Okay.
And what they do this strategy for?
Okay.
Do you have these answers to the three, please?
I do.
And who did it? Who designs it?
Well, there were people in the Obama administration, I forget the one guy's name, but he said, we knew the people were dumb, and we could tell them you could keep your plan if you like it, you could keep your doctor if you like it. We knew the people didn't listen and they were too dumb to recognize the truth. But after it was designed, because it would be impossible to go directly to a one-payer plan. A one-payer plan is where the government is the only source for insurance, okay, for health insurance. That's a one-payer, the government. And that's where you'd have civilians, not doctors, making decisions. Just like in England right now, the civilians in their socialism healthcare circumstance sentenced Charlie Gard to death.
You're talking about. Let me interrupt you a little bit. Please allow me. You're talking about why they failed. I was, matter of fact, asking you, why would they, in the first place, design it for the purpose of failure?
It was an intermediary step to be able to then have it fail, and then have sort of a little panic situation, and then the government will become the one-payer plan, and then have control over us. I do not want the government in any aspect of my life. Now, we need them to secure our borders. We need them to protect us. We need them for certain things.
Sure. I know you are very well educated. Very highly educated, and you're a high intellectual, right? On the Richter scale of 10 something, right? Okay. You rock the subject all the time because that, right? That is a
and
wide
I will say, Jack, I'd like to say this, that Dr. Richter of Caltech was a client of our CPA firm.
Oh yeah? All right, very good.
Love
okay,
him.
That's why you scale 10 on Richter scale, right?
Yeah, yes, that's right.
Because you rock and roll all the time.
Yeah,
right. Now back to the subject. Back to the subject.
Yeah.
The subject being that if you want to give a comment about a one-payer or two-payer or whoever, right, you better drag yourself out of the partisanship, out of the spot of yourself, talk it like a neutral person.
I am.
Talk about it like a neutral person.
Within weeks or months
Basically,
after
okay, now
Obamacare was
let's
put in,
let's forget ourselves. Okay, can we please, you and I both, forget ourselves for a little moment? Okay, now. On your part, on your side, you forget you're Republican. You forget whoever. You're just Ken Hemming. That's it.
That's what I'm doing right now.
All right, very good. On my part, I do the same thing because I'm a nonpartisan, and I still act, and I will act, and I shall act like a nonpartisan.
No
right
problem.
Now, what is wrong with a government one-payer system?
Well, if you want to live in a socialistic society where government makes the decisions over the citizens' individual rights to make their own decisions, that's your choice.
No.
And you can
I'm
vote
talking
for that,
about. I'm talking about. No. Let's forget socialism, capitalism, whatever.
That's what it is.
Whatever ism. Okay, we're talking about the factualism.
The
about
government
that.
does
the
nothing
factualism. For factualism, what would be so wrong if a government pays it?
That's giving up your individual rights to make decisions on
we
your
pay
own
tax.
healthcare.
We pay tax. Let the government do the job. How about that?
No.
And I still reserve the right to pick up a doctor. If you're a doctor, I will not pick you.
You wouldn't reserve the right, Jack, because they don't give you that right. They haven't given that right. The people where they said,
what if they will? What if they will?
They won't.
We create a government one-payer system, and in the system we allow everybody its own freedom to recognize his own doctor. How about that?
Let me tell you, it's a big part of our economy, the healthcare system, okay?
Of course.
And if you give all that control to the government,
why we spend lots of time talking about it.
You have given up your original individual rights.
I know.
There's no rights left.
You're giving I mean, too much a subject to replace this foundation. The foundation of the discussion is that we do lots of assumptions. One of the assumptions is that we assume the government walks in and say, hey, you pay your tax, I do the job. And how you want to do the job? Let's talk about it. How about that? Is that a more amicable way than waging a partisanship war?
There's no partisanship, Jack, in freedom. There's no partisanship in individuals being able to determine their own destiny. There's no partisanship.
All right.
There's submission, okay? There's submission to the government of your rights if you let the government run your life.
Okay,
in that
all right,
way.
okay.
And
okay.
this has nothing to do with
all right,
Republican or Democrat.
okay.
It has to do with free
It's
competition.
a country of democracy under which that I shall fight for your right to speak freely. How about that?
Well, I just spoke the truth.
I want you to do the same.
I spoke the truth.
I want you to do the
and
same. All right,
and
good.
I listen
Very
to
good.
every syllable you say, and I love it.
And I want to give my audience the same, that you see the conflicts between, right? You see the differences between. Now, where is yours, right? Where do you kick in? So what I'm talking about is that what if we let the government do the job, we pay the tax, and then the government and us, we sit down to find a way how we want to do it.
You know, the whole difference
This is option number one. Option number two,
or submission.
Option number two, we name it Obamacare or Trump care, or next presidency, say Ken Hemming care or something like that.
I'm ready for it.
You're ready for it. I know.
for it.
All right. So how about instead of doing that, I'm talking about, right? So my dear audience, my lovely audiences, I love you so much. I'm ready to listen to your opinion.
Yes.
And write your opinion, throw it in the box, tell my DJ at edimedia.com, right?
Yes.
edimedia.com, and you have that address on the screen all the time. You can't miss it. And throw your idea, your take to me, and we'll see and we'll talk. Okay. Today with me is my good friend Ken Hemming. Mr. Ken Hemming is a good friend of mine, and I rely upon him a lot for issues, especially when I feel bored. That I want to wage a fight or argument or something. And he never keeps me bored. He gets me busy. All right,
That's
good.
true.
All right, we'll take a very short moment now. When we come back, we'll find out the other aspects in the issue. Stay with us, please. Hello, my lovely friends, my dear audiences, my fellow Americans. Welcome back to the discussion about Obamacare being overturned, or shall be overturned, or to be overturned by Trump care, which we do not see a care plan yet. We see the argument, we see the in and out of the houses, we see revision after revision after revision. So this is what we're talking about. By logic, okay. If I say, Ken, your house is too shabby, how about move out and move out to my house? I'll offer you a brand new house.
Okay.
Right. So here's the house.
Okay.
You are willing to walk out of your shabby old house and get into this new one? You will see, oh, right, show me the pictures. All right, that's a good house. And probably I even tour you to the new house.
Yes.
And you make a decision to come out of your old shabby house and move into mine, right? Okay, now, what if I come to say, hey, Ken Hemming, you're living in this old shabby house, so let's walk out.
Okay.
I will have a house for you.
Okay.
And you stay outside a little bit.
Right.
And let me work on my plan.
And then there's no house.
And there is no house.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now.
That's what we have.
Now, Now, what do you say, please, my dear friend? Be honest.
Well,
I beg you, please.
With total honesty, the factions in the Republican Party that owe their pretty much existence to Donald Trump's victory. Otherwise, if we had Hillary, it's a different world, okay? And I think are very, very disloyal. Trump likes loyalty. I'm loyal, and you have to have faith. And they don't have, a lot of them, the rhinos, Republicans in name only, are closer to being a Democrat than they are a Republican. And so they're like Rand Paul, he's just stubborn, okay? If he'll take his dolls and dishes and go home if he doesn't get everything he wants. These guys have to compromise, get something passed, have a new bill. I have no problem, by the way, with letting Obamacare just destroy itself, because it's going to happen within a year.
Yeah, you're saying, anyway, you say designed to fail, let it fail.
Well, it has failed already.
Yeah.
It's failed. Because there's 41% of counties in America that only have one government.
Unfortunately, my family is still under Obamacare. Well, and we're happy.
No, that's good. I'm glad you're
happy. And I'm happy, my wife's happy, my son is happy, everybody's happy.
Good, I'm glad you're happy.
All right, so I don't know how long we shall be happy. We'll continue to be happy, but we are happy.
Right.
All right.
We're going to make you more happy.
You will.
When we get a replacement.
But I don't see a house.
Well, that's right. And that's because they are uncoordinated as a party.
We're talking exactly the same thing. And then when I say I don't have a house, you say that's right.
We don't right now.
Where is the house? We need a house. We need a house to be happy.
The senators have failed to coalesce into something they can all agree upon and vote for. And of course, the Democrats are 1,000,000% faithful and obstruct anything.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Who gives obstruction? In addition
the Democrat Party is adopted.
In addition to Democratic Party,
and also Republicans,
which is allowed. All right, thank you very much. Which allowed by Constitution.
Well, I don't know what that means. I mean, number one, you're supposed to serve
Constitution.
the people.
No. Constitution gives you the right to believe that my way will serve the people better, so that it can say, "Hey, let's see my way." That's the democracy we're talking about.
They have coalesced around hatred and obstruction, rather than what's best, working with the Republicans and to do something that will improve the life of the American citizens, okay? So right now, if there was something phenomenal.
You know what? I'm thinking about putting up a studio, larger studio, and invite some audience sit here.
I would like that.
And let them ask you.
I'd love it.
How about that?
I'd love it.
I'm talking about the basic logic. The logic being that I can move out of the house, I will have a house for you. You will never move out.
That's fine if you know there's never going to be one. There will be one, because the house that you're in, Jack, will fall apart.
Everybody says that there will be one.
It's economically impossible.
I
do not support government subsidies.
If I were you, I would never move out of the house until I see another one and I can live in.
Well, that's fine.
And I also want to see the paperwork, if I can live in there for long.
Well, I mean, Nancy Pelosi said, if you want to know what's in this health care bill, you have to pass it first, or we're not going to tell you. That's what she said. That's the leader of the Democratic Senate. That's what she said.
We're talking about the Republican bill. We're talking about a Republican plan we haven't seen the face yet.
It's on the internet, Jack. Yes, you can research it. You can read it.
No. We're talking about details, okay? Well, we're not talking about principles, okay? Now.
No.
Okay.
Printed.
All right. I know. Okay. Now, can you answer me? Forget the or put aside for temporary purpose, okay? Temporarily, we put the argument on the side a little bit, and we move to the related subject. Let me ask you, please, how come within a party domestically dispute getting this big?
They have failed. The Republican senators, the House got something passed, imperfect, but there's never been a perfect bill passed in America's history. Nothing perfect doesn't exist.
I know.
Other than in your soul.
I know.
Okay, and so they failed. They had 7 years. Believe me.
Who are they?
The Republicans in Congress and the Senate. Okay, they have failed to draft
I am talking
something
about.
that they
I'm
knew in
talking
advance
about.
they
I
would-
am talking about in one party.
Okay.
In this case, GOP,
Right.
the glorious party, the old glorious
Grand
party.
old party.
Yeah, grand old party, the grand old party, GOP.
Right.
Why would they have the domestic dispute? This much, I mean.
They're failing in their obligation.
In this
to
case, who are they?
those in the Senate right now. Maybe there's about 10 Republicans in the Senate. Okay, and then
They're the Senate Republicans.
Right.
And you refer,
They're
when you
favored.
say they, you refer to Senate Republicans.
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now, the
Yeah.
word they,
Yeah.
them, are included two different schools.
three.
Am I right?
Probably three.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think it's three.
Congratulations. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
good. Yeah, congratulations. So, including three different schools,
Yeah.
different fractions,
Yeah.
right? Different whatever sectors,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. Right now,
Yeah.
when a party tries to move forward to push something as big as a healthcare transform or revolution, I call it revolution. It is as big as a revolution already. Would they coordinate themselves first? If I were them, I would.
Yeah, and they failed. But it's just like old-time warfare, where you have a line of people, okay? They all line up, and then they move forward for combat. And if the line doesn't hold its line and maintain itself as one unit, and some people fall back, some fall ahead, you will lose. You will lose the combat.
All
And
right,
they
good.
have
Very
failed-
good.
they
Thank
have
you very
failed
much.
to line up
Thank
with
you
the
very much
commitment.
for saying that. Thank you
I
very
think
much.
that's
I
really
respect.
accurate.
I respect a very accurate statement, right?
Thank you.
The statement being just now, you were saying that Obamacare would rather let it fail because it was designed to fail anyway. It is failing anyway, and you will fail.
The prophecy
right?
is coming
Okay, now,
true.
for the same amount of gratefulness or generosity, because we have a bigger mind than those small, teeny tiny, pecky-minded thing, right?
Okay.
Now, how about we apply the same thing to this situation in the GOP party that I'm talking about? Well, okay, we just let them settle themselves. How about that?
You know, one thing I'm excited about, Jack, and that is some of these Republicans that are really not supporting the president in this desire that he was elected to repeal and replace. There's a couple parties, kind of groups going together that will run alternative candidates, Republicans, against these people that are truly disrespecting the people that elected
Does
Trump
that
to
mean-
repeal and replace.
Does that mean,
I
on the
want them all
contrary,
thrown out. I
does
do.
that, on the contrary, exactly mean or indicate that Obamacare has some kind of charisma? That he even won,
no. Well,
that he even won the support of some Republicans.
Well, sure, it does have the support of some Republicans. But
all
here's
right.
the thing. The reason we had open borders and millions of people coming in, so that way you can give them a phone, you can give them health, you can give them stuff, and then you get their vote. That's what it was all about, getting all these people in. You give them a vote, they'll be happy.
Stick to, we'll talk about
You
immigration
give 'em-
another day. We'll
yeah.
talk about immigration or cell phone, whatever, or driver license another day.
Yeah, it's
so
buying
we're
votes.
talking about healthcare now.
Buying votes.
So we're talking about, I'm suggesting we apply the same philosophy that we decided to take just now to let Obamacare fail themselves, and we'll see the result. Oh my God, all right. Sure enough, it does fail, something like that.
It's
right
failed now.
How about, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
How about we wait a little bit and let GOP work out their thing. Let's do their own strangling with each
Right.
other, and then we'll see the result.
Well, see, they're talking about repealing it. We got to
And
repeal it.
before that
and then
day,
2 years to put the
Do
thing
you
together.
think, or do you agree, or would you please agree with me? Before that day comes, there will be no house.
I think it's very possible Obamacare could fail. The
Yeah,
House
yeah.
is destroyed
Okay, now,
before
so
the Republicans
The God,
organize
no.
themselves
Okay,
enough.
I excuse my language. I'm very sorry.
No, I
I
didn't.
mean, the Obamacare, let's let it fail, okay?
Yeah.
All right, now, I am talking about not the failing Obamacare. I'm talking about the uprising Trump care.
No, I know.
Do we have one? We don't.
Not yet.
Right?
Right.
Okay, now I'm talking about, once again, use the model of the example. I say to the house, I want Ken Hemming to move out his old shabby house to live into. Right? We do not have the house.
Well, you know,
That is the
panic
problem.
and chaos.
Because you know why? You know why? You
Solution.
know why about a new house? About your new house? We will have a new house. Unfortunately, we have a little domestic fight. The architects say we'll do this way, and the carpenters say, hey, we'll do the other. And then the different say people, every department talking about different. You're talking about 3 different schools, right?
See, on a very, very basic concept, I believe in individual responsibility to take care of yourself and those that you love and want to take care of.
That goes back to your book.
So I do not
that
believe,
goes
that's
back
right.
to your book, and we'll
Yeah.
some other day talk about it, right?
Because I do not believe in submission to the government, looking for the government to take care of us.
Okay.
They work for us. We are not submitting to them. But,
Okay, very good.
There's millions and millions in America.
Okay,
are
I
happy
agree.
to
I
let
agree.
the
I agree.
government control
I agree.
everything.
I agree. I believe that
long as
we.
they got a TV
I believe that we won. I won this round.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you think I won this round?
I'm a happy loser.
Well, okay, very good. Okay, my dear friends, with me arguing today is my dear friend, my brother kind of friend, Mr. Ken Hemming. CPA for life, though. He's a writer himself. He's a philosopher. He's a dead fast Republican. Oh, he's constitutional. Every time I say that, you say, I'm constitutional, you're constitutional. Yeah. And let's take a short moment now. When we come back, we'll find out from these. Believe me, I'll fry you. I have a beautiful, beautiful medium rare. Okay? I'll make you well done. So stay with us. Hello, my lovely friends, my dear audience, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the discussion about Obamacare being overturned by Trumpcare, which is nowhere to talk about. Well, we're saying that somebody's saying crying wolf. We never seen no wolf, so we will probably better go back to sleep.
Yeah.
All right. That's the thing. And as for the other side, they are fighting themselves among themselves. According to my friend Ken Hemming, there are at least 3 schools, different schools within the party talking about different issues, pushing from different angles to different directions. Now, in other words, in conclusion, if I'm asking my friend Ken Hemming to move out of his old shabby house to move into a new one, and he will first ask me, where's the new one, right? Okay, exactly. Now it looks that...
Let's compare.
Let's compare, right? Now we do not have a new one. The reason being that we're good-minded people, we're good-willed people, willing people. We are building the beautiful house for Ken Hemming, and yet due to the fact that we have a domestic fight, our architect doesn't agree with the engineers doesn't agree with the carpenters doesn't agree with the blacksmith. And so on and so forth. There's a fight over there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wait.
That's a good point.
All right.
Well
so now, can we put that aside, please?
It's done.
Which are the 2 rounds that I won?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. Now we're 2-0 now.
Right.
2-0. I'm kidding. Right. One by one.
One to
one. Okay. Now, and there are comments talking about 3 major factors that Trumpcare would fail.
In somebody's opinion.
Yes.
And it's a person's opinion that is a massive supporter of Obamacare.
Instead of me making it fair to you,
yeah.
I believe you have a copy, right?
I have a copy.
Yeah, instead of me reading the whole thing to my audience, why don't you do the reading, talking about the 33%?
Yeah.
All right. Versus
From
the
here to here, this
20%.
paragraph?
No, you don't have to.
Oh,
let's see from,
okay.
Now, the whole thing, please.
You want to read that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Insurers in most states have submitted proposals for the insurance plans they want to sell in 2018.
Okay.
Those plans are being negotiated and reviewed. According to data compiled by Charles Gaba at acassignups.net, an independent tracker who supports the ACA, which is Obamacare, so he has a tremendous bias to start. There may be an average 33% increase in premiums next year before subsidies, and I oppose subsidies, and around 20% of that is due to uncertainty created by the current administration. I deny that. Although negotiations are ongoing and some states have yet to reveal proposals, those estimates square with statements from insurers and health policy
That's enough.
experts.
Very good, very good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, overall, weakened by Trump care, there are lots of proposals. On an average, in analysis, on an average of the proposals, you're talking about a premium increase of 33% on average.
All the way from low numbers to 115, 20%.
And among the 33%, there are 20% due to the uncertainty that is created by the current administration.
Well, you tell me what you think that means, because I think it's meaningless. What does it mean? What is the 20% created by the current administration? Not a chance.
I have a good example for you.
No, we don't need personal examples.
Okay, no, I can give you. There is no secret about my life, okay? I can share with my audiences.
Right, me too.
Back in January, I bought a insurance for my wife.
I know.
Right? Under Trump care, because that was the time I thought Trump care is going to apply.
Except Trump care didn't exist.
No, didn't exist. So
didn't exist.
I just copied the format being described, and to have my agency, I can have my agency here to testify it was a true example, right? I say, I want this, want that, want this, want that, so on and so forth, with using the parameters being described of Trump care, right? And the premium, we end up paying $298. Oh, no, I'm sorry, $89, $289. And I paid for 1 month, And then by the end of February, when I decided I want to give her a checkup, right? Including her feminine checkup, and for the checkup, we have to pay $1,800 before we can move on for a step. That is my own test, a personal test.
Well,
okay, now, and I called my agent. I said, okay, forget it. I want to cancel it. Let's go back, right? For the same person, same age, same sex, same condition, same everything, for the same coverage, right? We end up with Obamacare. I say, okay, let's frame it within the parameter of Obamacare. You know how much? $129.
Okay. So you're comparing hypothetical, because you did not buy a new health care plan that was passed Congress under President Trump.
Because there is none.
No, so
I bought it purposely,
but
according to the description of Trump care.
Well, they weren't for sale with that description.
No.
Okay.
And
so
I asked them to do it for me.
Yeah.
And they did it for me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. But
and that was $289.
To reality, it's okay. Hey, if you want to submit to government control of your health with an Obamacare, Senator Ted Cruz did propose something where any insurance company can sell any plan they want as long as one.
I can stop arguing with you.
No, we're not arguing. This is. I don't.
But I need somebody to explain to me why would that happen. All right, my dear audiences, let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we'll continue finding if my friend Ken Hamming could find me answers. Stay with us. Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show with East, West, and G&E TV. We pay lots of attention about what's going on in this country, a lovely country we call home.
Yes.
And we want our audience to know there are lots of things going on, regardless of how many important things going on. I would say the one on top. The one on the supreme top is our health care.
It's pretty huge.
Not only in the sense that it's the biggest industry of the United States, right?
Yeah, it's really big.
To
really
to
big.
the economy, right?
Yeah.
But also the fact it is important to you, to me, to everybody, right? Because
It's very
if
important.
you really want to enjoy life, you have to at least be breathing.
Yeah.
Right. No, without a good health care, you would better be watching your breath because you might not be breathing. Look at now.
Yeah.
Talking about
that's a good point.
that's good for you.
That's
right?
a really good point.
Talking about the Obamacare being overturned to Trump care, there is a new merge of voices saying that okay, let's fail Obama first, and we'll take time.
About 2-year period to rebuild.
About 2-year period to repeal, and we want to create ourselves. But the thing
Right.
is that you don't want to leave people on the street.
Well,
right? We have to be covered.
they're on the street now, Jack, because when you take the Obamacare premiums and then the amount of money you must put in your own cash before
At
the
least we're
insurance
not-
comes
we're not-
in, most people have no insurance right now. Many.
That exactly leads to
Yeah.
the second paragraph,
Yes, sir.
which is on my homework,
Yes, sir.
the mandate. All right, now.
Totally opposed to mandates.
Okay, now. Do you think the mandate is a democratic issue?
No, it's a tyrannical issue. When the government forces you or penalizes you with big fines to have health care, that's tyranny.
Okay,
Okay.
now. All right, good. You may
In
call
my
it-
opinion.
You may call it anything.
Yeah. It's too much
You may call
control.
it atrocity. How about that?
Not too much.
No?
That's too serious. Yeah.
No?
But it's not righteous use of government power.
Yeah, please. I know you're a master of words. Please be
Yeah.
be s-
Yeah.
be selective in using
Yeah,
words.
see,
Okay, now.
The
Right,
the
now.
people have the mandate of this country.
Let me ask you.
The people have the mandate,
Let me
not
ask
the
you,
government.
Let me ask you. Back about 15 or 20 years ago, you drive in California, you do not need auto insurance. It is totally free.
Yeah,
It is totally the driver's freedom to go ahead and buy insurance or not.
Okay, I don't
Am I
remember
right?
that specifically, so okay,
That
but I
is
believe you.
specifically true.
Okay.
And I can testify that.
Yeah.
All right. And I believe all my friends can do that.
Okay.
All right. Because that was a time the new law was imposed to make it a mandate. Everybody must. I can testify that was true for. Well, the new law, the mandate that he imposed, no longer than 20 years, something like that. Right? We can go back into history to find out. Right now, at that time of the term, when it just imposed, there are lots of rebounds.
Sure.
There are
Well,
lots of rejections. There are lots of criticisms. Right? Okay. Before long, when people got used to, when people realized how important it was to have, for a driver to have a auto insurance, they subsided.
yeah,
Right? They capitulated,
but actually,
and now everybody takes it as a fact. It is a fact by law that you have to have a
but Jack,
car insurance.
there are still a lot of people that have not and are driving without auto insurance. That's personal irresponsibility.
Remember, there are many times,
Yeah.
many times ago, I asked you, do me a favor, please do not shift the foundation.
Oh, I'm
of
just
our
saying a lot of
discussion.
people ignore that law.
Okay.
That's all I'm
That's
saying.
another issue for another day.
Okay,
Right?
sure.
I'm only talking about the fact it was a consequence. It was only a result of a imposed mandate
Okay.
that California, as a result, now has the law that you have to have insurance before you can drive. Now, back to the same thing, right? When Obamacare make it a mandate,
Okay.
why wouldn't Donald Trump make it a mandate? Why wouldn't Trump care we make a mandate?
A mandate to have insurance? I think it's un-American.
Okay, a mandate to have insurance for auto insurance, was that a mandate? Was that Was that American? Was that representing America?
In that case, I would say that anybody was very irresponsible that didn't have insurance, and primarily not only to cover yourself, but to cover those that are also involved in accidents with you.
Of course. So when you have health care, you are not only carrying yourself, does not cover yourself, it covers anybody else yet.
Right. Well, like, for example, the young people right now in their 20s, a lot of them, all they need is catastrophic health insurance if something really bad happens, because they're pretty darn healthy for a long time before you get like this.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think so.
That's why Obamacare is failing, because they're not people.
Above earth and under heaven, anything could happen.
Obamacare is asking young people to pay way more than they would have to pay in a competitive insurance industry business to subsidize older people. I oppose that.
I'm talking about whatever care. Let's talk about a mandate. Let's focus on the word mandate. Start with an M.
Yes.
All right.
I don't believe a mandate is appropriate. Yeah.
I believe the dispute between you and me is that once we can make the auto insurance mandate, we can make the health care mandate without that much of rebound.
And then what you're saying, Jack, and then what you're saying is you are willing as a citizen to submit to anything that the government mandates.
This is number one.
And you give up your rights.
Number two, the more importance, the hidden importance to me, to my understanding, is that the mandate itself is not only a law you apply or not apply, it's not a freedom you enjoy or not enjoy. It is security to make sure that you have money in the pool. You have enough money in the pool. Otherwise, you do not have enough money in the pool. Otherwise, you have to increase the minimum. It goes in a chain reaction. It goes on, goes from worse to worse. And then that's how you started moving the evil will.
I think the pool you refer to is designed with government-controlled intentions over citizenship, individual rights. I oppose the pool.
Please be slow giving definitions. I didn't use any definitions.
Well, no, you said.
I just give you a metaphor, right? Can you give me another metaphor?
No, what you're saying. No, what you were saying is that they're trying to force all people to build enough pool, and not have any choice in doing it. And if you don't, it's government.
That's
control.
Reality.
It's tyranny.
That's reality.
It's tyranny.
Okay, now, after all, end of the day is tax money. The government does not produce money.
Well, they print a lot of it. Yes,
no, they do the printing.
They do the printing.
That's a different term of production.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not talking about the production. I'm talking about put a seed in the earth and it grows a product.
Well, unfortunately,
I'm talking about that kind.
Unfortunately, the government has too many employees, Jack.
Let me finish, please.
Yeah.
Don't shift away the foundation.
I didn't.
Okay. The foundation being that government doesn't produce money, and money has to come from taxpayers. Right? Whatever money, whichever, every single dollar comes from our taxpayers.
And under Obama's administration, we doubled the debt of this country, which was completely wrong.
Even dead money are money from the voters, from
that's not true. No, it's not. That's not from the. It's from the representatives.
Who else gives us money?
Oh, who else gives us? The voters give the money, but the Congress is the one that has been irresponsible with fiscal.
Ken.
No, wait. It's clear.
Ken. You're not a kinder, right?
You should not spend money you don't have to spend.
I'm talking about adult language. I'm talking about at the end of the day, you're talking about taxpayer money. Whatever money you may call it, it is taxpayer money.
And the government is spending.
Okay, the money, how the money is used doesn't define the fact. Doesn't change the fact that it comes from the taxpayer's pocket.
The government is spending money like a drunken sailor.
Oh, that's a different issue we can talk about another day.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be back.
Today the subject is that every single dollar comes from the taxpayer's wallet. All right.
Well,
taxpayer's pocket going to the basket, and either going through the government or not through the government. Okay, there is a pool you're supposed to use as a bank to operate the healthcare system. That's the whole thing.
And the pool is ill-designed.
Okay, now, regardless of whatever design. We're talking about the logic of money, the logic of where money comes from. This is the logic of where money comes from.
Well,
did I win the fourth round?
Well, you're more submissive to government control than I am.
Oh my God, I'm more submissive.
Yeah, you are.
All right, very good. My dear audience, my lovely audience, to be honest with you, the more we argue, the more I enjoy.
And we learn.
Yeah, we learn, of course, we learn. And sometimes I argue for the purpose of representing my other friends.
Yeah.
I have friends on the right, I have friends on the left. Sometimes I have to let them speak out, right? And I do receive lots of emails from them. And to those who are even closer to me, knowing myself, when they call me to complain and to check me, hey, Jack, you should say this, I should say that. They're good ones. They care about
Let's bring the audience in.
Yeah, sure. So that's why sometimes I have to act like crazy to ask questions. But yet, anyway, I agree. I agree with them. Very pathetic question, very pathetic and understandable position.
I am pathetic. That's
pathetic. All right, good. Very good. To my audience, we're over time. I'm very sorry for that, but I'm happy. Please excuse me for doing that. And thank you for watching. To my dear friends, thank you.
Love you and love you.
Let's freeze for the camera. I love the camera. Good.